ladies and emperors, I just got back from Venice, and boy, are my arms tired.
How do you turn creative chaos into cinematic genius? At 98, Mel Brooks reveals the 6 actors he hated working with, stars like Dom DeLuise and Madeline Kahn who drove him to the brink. Yet, their fiery clashes birth comedy classics that still make us laugh. What secrets fuel these legendary battles, and why do they make his films unforgettable? Dive into the untold stories of Hollywood's wildest collaborations. What does a comedy legend do when he's seen it all? At 98, Mel Brooks decided to spill the beans, naming 6 actors he claimed he hated working with. But don't be fooled, this isn't about bad blood. It's Mel's way of saluting the wild, frustrating, and brilliant souls who shaped his cinematic masterpieces. From uncontrollable laughter to relentless perfectionism, these stars pushed him to the brink, yet made his films unforgettable. Who made the list, and why did they drive a genius like Brooks up the wall? Let's dive into the chaos of his Hollywood memories, starting with 3 names that left an indelible mark. Picture a bustling set, cameras ready, and Mel Brooks shouting action, only to be met with a burst of laughter before the scene even begins. That was Life with Dom DeLuise, a comedic whirlwind whose giggles were as legendary as his performances. In films like Silent Movie, History of the World Part 1, Spaceballs, and Robin Hood, Men in Tights, Dom's inability to stay serious was a director's nightmare. He'd fall out of his chair, gasping like he'd heard the funniest joke ever, Brooks recalled in a 2009 Los Angeles Times interview. One infamous moment during History of the World saw Dom lose it for 45 minutes over Madeline Kahn's raised eyebrow, halting production as the crew waited. Was this chaos worth it? Absolutely. Brooks planned extra shooting days just for Dom's laughter, knowing that when he finally nailed a take, it was pure magic. Off-set, Dom's warmth shone through, cooking pasta for the crew and treating them like family. How could someone so disruptive be so beloved? His infectious joy made every moment brighter, even if it meant endless retakes. Brooks once quipped, "I said cut more with Dom than anyone else, and half the time, he was a reason." Yet, that chaos fueled performances that still make audiences roar. Then there was Madeline Kahn, a comedic genius whose talent came with a side of exasperation. In classics like Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety, and History of the World Part 1, her performances were flawless, but getting there was a battle. Kahn was meticulous, dissecting every line, costume, and camera angle. If something felt off, she'd demand a rewrite or a new approach, often arriving late to set with a calm smile that drove Brooks wild. During Blazing Saddles, her role as Lily Von Stupp became iconic, but she tweaked deliveries and suggested changes that left Brooks scrambling. Directing her was like wrestling a cat in a rainstorm, he joked in a 2013 Hollywood Reporter interview. In Young Frankenstein, as a dramatic Elizabeth, she debated lighting and angles, doubling the effort for every scene. Why did Brooks keep casting her? Because her choices made the films better. A 2025 Variety retrospective noted Kahn's ability to steal scenes with her operatic voice and razor-sharp timing. Her perfectionism clashed with Brooks' need for speed, but the results were undeniable. Could her intensity have been the secret to her brilliance? Their clashes were fiery, but the respect was mutual, creating moments that still define comedy. Gene Hackman's name on Brooks' list might raise eyebrows, but their single collaboration in Young Frankenstein tells a different story. Known for intense roles in films like The French Connection, Hackman surprised everyone by begging for a comedic part. Playing tennis with Gene Wilder, he heard about the blind hermit role and asked, "Do you think Mel would let me play it?" Brooks was thrilled, recalling in a 2025 Deadline tribute, "I was over the moon, and he was perfect." Hackman's scene, offering soup to Peter Boyle's monster, is a slapstick gem, complete with an ad-libbed espresso line that had Brooks laughing so hard he nearly ruined the take. Coming from a dramatic world, Hackman's comedic flair was a revelation. Did his intensity clash with Brooks' loose style? Not at all. His professionalism made the shoot seamless, proving great actors can conquer any genre. Why include him on a hate list? Perhaps Brooks hated how effortlessly Hackman stole the scene, adding a unique spark to an already stellar cast. These 3, Dom, Madeline, and Gene, tested Brooks in ways that shaped his legacy. Dom's laughter slowed production but lit up the screen. Madeline's demands pushed Brooks to his limits but elevated every frame. Hackman's brief role showed the power of unexpected talent. Together, they embody the chaotic brilliance of Brooks' world, where frustration fueled genius. But the list isn't complete. 3 more actors await, each with stories that will surprise you. Mel Brooks' list of actors he hated working with isn't about grudges. It's a love letter to the fiery spirits who push him to create comedy gold. After navigating Don DeLuis's laughter, Madeline Kahn's perfectionism, and Gene Hackman's intensity, Brooks faced 2 more titans, Cloris Leachman and Richard Pryor. Their clashes, born from passion and vision, tested his patience but shaped his greatest films. What happens when a director's freewheeling style meets unyielding talent? Let's dive into the chaos and brilliance of these collaborations, where frustration fueled genius. Cloris Leachman was a whirlwind of talent. Her performances in Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety, and History of the World, Part 1 leaving audiences in stitches. Known for her Emmy-winning role on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Leachman brought a fierce commitment to every character. As Frau Blücher in Young Frankenstein, she crafted a housekeeper whose name alone made horses whinny, a gag that became legendary. Her chilling delivery of "He vas my boyfriend" still echoes in pop culture, a testament to her ability to blend terror and hilarity. Yet, her vision for the role leaned darker, more serious, clashing with Brooks' quirky, warm approach. "She'd stare at me until I caved," Brooks recalled in a 2021 Hollywood Reporter tribute, but her choices made magic. Leachman questioned every line, every gesture, demanding to understand her character's soul. Was this intensity worth the headaches? Her iconic performance suggests yes, but it wasn't easy. During High Anxiety, as a scheming Nurse Diesel, she pushed for a controlled, menacing tone, while Brooks craved chaos. Their debates, described as college seminars in a 2016 North Jersey interview, slowed production but sharpened the film's edge. In one scene, her icy stare at Brooks' Dr. Thorndike turned a simple exchange into a comedic showdown, showcasing her unmatched range. Why did Brooks keep casting her? Cloris was insanely talented, he said after her 2021 passing. She could make you laugh or cry at the drop of a hat. Her relentless drive made every scene better, even if it meant exhausting everyone around her. In History of the World, Part 1, as Madame Defarge, she brought a fiery intensity to the French Revolution sketches, arguing for a grittier portrayal while Brooks leaned into absurdity. Her ability to steal scenes, like her manic knitting in the guillotine sequence, proved her worth, but not without friction. She was like a wild horse, Brooks quipped in a 2025 Variety retrospective. You couldn't tame her, but you didn't want to. Could her stubborn brilliance have been the secret to her unforgettable roles? The set wasn't just a battleground for Leachman's intensity, it was also a stage for missed opportunities. Richard Pryor's influence on Blazing Saddles is profound, even though he never appeared on screen. As a co-writer, he infused the 1974 classic with his raw, fearless humor, tackling race and prejudice with a boldness that shocked audiences. His fingerprints on characters like Mongo, the horse-punching giant, whose absurd strength mirrored Pryor's own larger-than-life comedic voice, as noted in a 2021 ReviewMyScript.com analysis. Brooks saw him as a perfect bot, the black sheriff who outsmarts a racist town. Pryor's stand-up, sharp and unapologetic, promised performance that could have redefined the film. But Warner Brothers had other plans. Citing concerns about his personal struggles, rumors of substance issues and erratic behavior, they deemed him an insurable. Per a 2016 North Jersey article, Brooks fought hard, even quitting for 3 days, as he revealed in a 2025 Reddit thread. Pryor, ever the pragmatist, urged him to stay, suggesting Cleveland little for the role. Cleveland's classy, he's got poise, and as black as coal. He'll scare the hell out of them, Pryor told Brooks, per the same thread. Did Pryor's absence diminish the film? Hardly. Little's charm and wit made Bart iconic, but Pryor's writing shaped the satire that made Blazing Saddles a cultural milestone. Lines like "Excuse me while I whip this out" carry his irreverent spirit, as a 2025 Variety retrospective noted. What could Pryor's performance have added? His script contributions, from the pie fight to the campfire scene, pushed boundaries, making the film a daring commentary on prejudice. Richard was a genius, Brooks said in a 2025 Deadline interview. His words made the movie sing. Pryor's influence extended beyond Blazing Saddles. inspiring comedians like Eddie Murphy, as seen in a 2023 Comedy Central tribute. Why didn't they work together again? The studio's veto left a lingering what-if, but Pryor's legacy in the film endures. Leachman and Pryor embody the paradox of Brooks' List. Leachman's relentless questioning refined his vision, even as it tested his patience. Pryor's unfulfilled role as Bart left a mark through words that changed comedy forever. Their contributions, born from tension and unrealized potential, highlight the messy magic of Brooks' world. The best films come from the hardest fights. Brooks reflected in 2025. How did these clashes shape his legacy? The results, timeless comedies, speak for themselves, but the stories behind them are just as compelling. One final actor awaits on Brooks' List, with a tale that promises more chaos and brilliance. The set wasn't just a battleground for Leachman's intensity, it was also a stage for missed opportunities. Enter Richard Pryor, a comedic genius whose raw, fearless humor could have redefined Blazing Saddles. Brooks saw him as a perfect Bart, the black sheriff who flips a racist town upside down. Pryor's stand-up, sharp and unapologetic, mirrored the film's bold spirit. As a co-writer, he infused the script with daring humor, crafting characters like Mongo, the horse-punching heavy who stole scenes. But when it came to casting, the studio slammed the door shut. Concerns about Pryor's personal struggles, rumors of drug use and mental health challenges, led Warner Brothers to deem him an insurable, as noted in a 2016 North Jersey article. Brooks fought hard, even threatening to quit, but Pryor urged him to stay. "He helped me find Cleveland Little," Brooks said, praising the actor who ultimately shone as Bart. Did Pryor's absence diminish the film? Hardly. His writing shaped its groundbreaking satire, tackling prejudice with wit that still resonates, as a 2025 Variety retrospective highlighted. But what could have been if Pryor had starred? His influence behind the scenes was undeniable, yet the studio's decision left a lingering what-if. Leachman and Pryor, in their own ways, embody the paradox of Brooks' List. Leachman's relentless questioning pushed Brooks to refine his vision, even as it tested his patience. Pryor's unfulfilled role as Bart left a mark not through performance, but through words that changed comedy forever. Their contributions, born from tension and unrealized potential, highlight the messy magic of Brooks' world. In a 2025 Deadline interview, Brooks reflected, "The best films come from the hardest fights." Leachman's debates and Pryor's script notes were battles that made his movies timeless. How did these clashes shape the final cuts? The results speak for themselves, but the stories behind them are just as compelling. As we leave these tales, two more names await on Brooks' List, each with their own brand of chaos and brilliance. From method actors to unexpected divas, the final chapter of his journey promises revelations that will surprise even the biggest fans. What does it take to turn creative friction into cinematic gold? Mel Brooks' list of actors he hated working with, Dom DeLuise, Madeline Kahn, Gene Hackman, Cloris Leachman, Richard Pryor, and Anne Bancroft, reveals the messy magic behind his comedy empire. The final name on Brooks' list hits closer to home, and Bancroft, his wife of over 40 years and his toughest collaborator. Their 1983 film To Be or Not to Be, a remake of a 1942 wartime comedy, was their first on-screen pairing. As Frederick and Anna Bronsky, a theatrical couple dodging Nazis in Warsaw, they blended humor and heart with a chemistry only a real-life marriage could deliver. But directing Bancroft was no honeymoon. She was a hurricane. Brooks quipped in a 2020 The Hollywood Reporter interview, "Brilliant but impossible to stay." Bancroft, an Oscar winner for The Miracle Worker, challenged every note. If a line felt off, she'd demand a rewrite. If a scene lacked depth, she'd push for more. "What kind of emotion?" she'd ask, arms crossed, as Brooks scrambled for answers, per a 1990 Vanity Fair profile. Their debates, never cruel but always intense, left the crew tiptoeing around them. Yet, their clashes fueled a film that the New York Times, 1983, called smashingly funny. Could their love have made the tension worthwhile? Bancroft's elegance and Brooks' bombast created a dynamic that elevated every scene, from their soft-shoe dance to their daring escape plot. Offset, they were soulmates, with Bancroft supporting Brooks' premieres and raising their son, Max, a successful author. "She believed in me from day one," Brooks said in a 2021 Vulture excerpt from his memoir. A rap party anecdote captures their bond. Brooks jokingly thanked co-star Tim Matheson for not pursuing Bancroft, who played a flirtatious role, per 2025 Still Here Hollywood podcast. "It was all in fun," Matheson laughed, highlighting their playful trust. How did their marriage survive such fiery collaboration? Their mutual respect turned arguments into art. These 6 actors, Dom, Madeline, Jean, Cloris, Richard, and Anne, weren't just challengers. They were the heartbeat of Brooks' films. Dom's giggles slowed shoots but lit up Spaceballs. Madeline's demands made Blazing Saddles iconic. Jean's precision added depth to Young Frankenstein. Cloris' intensity sharpened High Anxiety. Richard's writing gave Blazing Saddles its soul. And Fire made To Be or Not to Be unforgettable. Brooks' hate was a nod to their brilliance, as he admitted in a 2025 Deadline interview. "The best films come from the hardest fights." Their clashes, born from passion, forged comedies that still resonate, from Broadway stages to streaming platforms. Mel Brooks himself is a testament to creative resilience. With a net worth of $100 million, per Celebrity Net Worth 2024, he built an empire through films grossing $395 million, Broadway hits like The Producers, and comedy albums. His Los Angeles and New York homes, classic car collection, and support for Jewish arts reflect a life of passion and savvy. Likely insured for health and assets, Brooks' wealth teaches versatility, diversify talents, take risks, and evolve. His EGOT status, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, proves it. This journey through Brooks' hated actors reveals the beauty of creative chaos. Their frustrations, from laughter to arguments, crafted a legacy that redefined comedy. Mel Brooks' list of actors he hated working with isn't about grudges. It's a tribute to creative sparks that ignited his comedy masterpieces. From Dom DeLuise' Unstoppable Laughter to and Bancroft's Fierce Independence, these 6 stars pushed Brooks to his limits, crafting films that still make us laugh decades later. Their clashes, born from passion and talent, turned chaos into timeless art, proving that great comedy often comes from great struggle. Which of these stories hit you hardest? Maybe DeLuise' giggles or Pryor's mischance? Drop your favorite in the comments. Give this video a like, and subscribe to join us for more dives into Hollywood's wildest tales. Stay tuned for our next journey into the lives of entertainment legends, where we'll uncover more behind-the-scenes dramas that shape the movies we love. As Mel Brooks once said, tragedy plus time equals comedy. These collaborations, though tense, have stood the test of time, reminding us that the best laugh comes from the toughest fights.